Hi, good afternoon. We're here today with James Spallone, the longest name that I've had on our videos. But Jamie is with the Speaker's office at this particular time. And welcome to have you here, Jamie. Really
Thanks, Bill.
Appreciate you being here.
Good to be here.
Yeah. Now, Jamie's been involved for a long time up here. He's from down in the. Let's go back. Where'd you go to school?
Well, I'm from Deep River. I currently live in Essex, so down in the Valley Shore area, Middlesex County, along the Connecticut River. And I went to the local public schools there. Went to Williams College up in Massachusetts.
All right.
And then went to the University of Connecticut Law School.
Another one, folks.
Yeah. And graduated in 1992 from there.
Okay. And did you go out and practice, immediately start practicing, or did you immediately come to the State House?
I spent a year as a law clerk for Judge Lavery over at the appellate court, and then I went into private practice. I was in private practice for about 17 years in different firm settings, all small to medium-sized firms in New Haven, New London, and Essex.
Okay. So you made sure you hung around the shore.
Yes.
It was much easier.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there was this urge to run for elective office at the State House. Were you in elected office prior to that?
No. My involvement in politics began at a young age. I had my parents were active politically in the area, and when I went to law school, I joined the Democratic Town Committee in my town, and then while I was in private practice, and then in 2000, a seat came open, and it's all timing in politics and government, in appointed and elected office, and my predecessor at the legislature, Claire Sauer, announced her retirement in 1999, and so there was an open seat. I had been thinking about it for some time. My mother, in fact, had served in the General Assembly before I was born, in the late 1950s and early 60s. And so I'd grown up around politics and law. And I decided to make a run for it. And I had to win a three-way primary to get my party's nomination.
Really?
Yeah.
Are the other two people, did they ever continue to be involved, or did you just wipe them off the face of the political earth?
No, absolutely. One continued in a successful tenure as a school board member in one of the Valley Shore towns. The other was a first selectman who continued in that, and then later in an appointed office in state government. So
you, because I guess I was up here before you came. Because when you mentioned Claire's name, it's I remember that.
Yeah.
That you had some great folks. Most of them have since moved on. From down the shore. Many of them involved in energy stuff. I guess because Dominion's down there, somehow they were able to get on energy and technology. So you came on in 2000, and you served until. When?
2000 I served till 2011, till January. I was fortunate enough to win re-election 5 times, but in 2011 I did not take my seat. I was asked by Denise Merrill, who had been elected Secretary of the State, if I would be her deputy, and I accepted that offer. And so in January 2011, I started as the Deputy Secretary of the State, which is a full-time position. And at that time, I stepped away from the private practice of law after having been in the courts almost every week for, as I said, about 17 years.
And I've been over to see Jamie back in those days when he was with the Secretary of the State's office. We'd go over there with business law. We'd sit down and explain things, and it was great to have an attorney in that spot, and also the fact that somebody had been through the legislature who knew what the heck was going on. And if Jamie had questions, and luckily we had some intelligent folks that I brought with me who knew the answers, because I sure as heck wasn't going to know those answers. But that was for a few years, and then what happened?
Well, yeah. First of all, I really enjoyed being over the Secretary of the State's office, interacting with you and other advocates and folks involved in the legislative process. The Secretary of State's office has the business filings division, which you referred to, and my work in private practice had been helpful because I had helped form businesses. I had helped amend filings. I had helped do articles of organization. So all of these things, I knew what they were from the outside. So I think the mixture of work I had done in both litigation and in business law and other things were helpful to me in that government role. And of course, folks know that the Secretary of State's office, most people know about it because of its involvement in election administration.
Right.
And that was another significant part of what we did there. And we had a pretty hefty legislative agenda every year, which I enjoyed working on. But I left there just in January of 2017. There was an opportunity with a new speaker coming in here at the Capitol. There was a new speaker, Joe Simowitz, and there was need for counsel. And so I expressed my interest in that position. It was a position I had, when I served in the House, thought other than being an elected member with a vote on the board, the next most interesting job, in my opinion, in this area was being counsel to the Speaker and a caucus. And with that opportunity available, I wanted to give it a shot.
And why was that so interesting to you? I don't know if it's the same interesting to other people, but,
right.
but at least for you.
Yeah, it might be. The variety of things that cross your desk every day is endless. That's number one. Number two, I wanted to help a caucus I had belonged to, the House Democratic Caucus, and its leadership advance their agenda, to help them craft good legislation, to work with them and with outside advocates and executive branch officials and nonpartisan staff to put the best product together possible. And to just give my advice and counsel. You know, a lawyer's job is also as a counselor to advise their client of their options, and we do that here too. There's also some very interesting procedural issues which can come up that the counsel has to deal with, and I have some associate counsel who I work with together, and things will come up in committee settings, they'll come up on the floor, potential things that you have to game out ahead of time. All of that is part of the job. So it has a very broad scope of involvement here. And just about every bill, in one way or the other, you
goes
see.
Across your desk.
Yeah.
And you got to figure it out. And part of your responsibility is always to make the speaker and the majority leader to look good.
Right, like any lawyer.
You don't want to embarrass. You don't want anything to happen that's going to embarrass them.
Right.
And you've got a couple of guys who've been up here who've had their battles, shall we say, because it's so close. In terms of the numbers of people. So you, and what is the official title?
Chief Counsel to the House Democratic Caucus.
Okay, all right. Great job, great title. And Jamie's been here for a long time, and we hope we continue to see you around here.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
and
Thanks
thank you
for
very
having
much
me.
for your time.
I've enjoyed it.
Okay,
Thanks very much.
Jamie.